What if the most important event in the Harry Potter series never happened? Forget the rebounding curse, forget the boy who lived. In a much darker timeline, Voldemort didn't try to kill the infant Harry Potter. He stole him. Today, we are exploring the terrifying story of how the hero we know was raised to become the heir of the Dark Lord. Our story begins in the ruins of the Potter home. Voldemort stands over the crib, but his goal is not murder, it's his possession. He instructs his servant Peter Pettigrew to take the boy and deliver him to the Malfoys. But as Pettigrew turns to leave, the door blasts open. Albus Dumbledore has arrived. What follows is a cataclysmic duel, tearing the house apart. In the end, Dumbledore's spell strikes true, destroying Voldemort's physical body. As his spirit flees, Pettigrew escapes into the night with the infant Harry. Dumbledore won the battle, but the war's most crucial piece was now lost. Harry is raised not as a symbol of defiance, but of dark legacy. He is taught he is Harry Riddle, son of the great Lord Voldemort, whose body was cruelly murdered by the villainous Albus Dumbledore. Raised in the cold halls of Malfoy Manor, his companion is Draco Malfoy, but their relationship is a tense rivalry, defined by Draco's envy of Harry's superior power and destiny. This is a Harry forged in hatred, convinced his life's purpose is to avenge his father. When his Hogwarts letter arrives, it's not an invitation, but a mission. The phantom voice of his master commands him to go to Dumbledore's fortress and prepare the way for his return. At the sorting ceremony, the hat hesitates, feeling the echoes of his parents' courage, a flicker of Gryffindor. But Harry, driven by years of indoctrination, firmly demands the hat place him in Slytherin. It obliges, and he quickly becomes the Prince of the Dungeons, admired and feared. The true nature of Harry's psyche is revealed during a third-year Defense Against the Dark Arts lesson on Boggarts. The class watches as students face down giant spiders and failing grades. When it's Harry's turn, he steps forward with a confident smirk, expecting the creature to take the form of Dumbledore. Instead, the Boggart shudders and transforms into the towering figure of Lord Voldemort. The room gasps, but this Voldemort doesn't attack. He simply looks at Harry with cold, piercing disappointment, sneers the word weak, and turns his back on him. The class is frozen in terror and confusion. Harry is paralyzed, struck by his deepest, most secret fear, not death, but being deemed unworthy by the man he calls father. He fails to cast the ridiculous charm, and the professor is forced to intervene. At the back of the classroom, Dumbledore observes silently, and for the first time he sees not a dark prince, but a terrified boy desperate for a twisted form of love. In this timeline, Voldemort's resurrection doesn't wait. During the summer before Harry's 4th year, he is summoned to a dark, overgrown graveyard. The teenage Harry stands with Lucius Malfoy as the trembling Pettigrew begins the horrific ritual. Bone of the father unknowingly desecrated, flesh of the servant willingly given, and finally, blood of the enemy, which Harry offers willingly from his own arm, a symbol of his ultimate loyalty. The cauldron erupts in black fire, and from it, Lord Voldemort emerges, fully restored and more powerful than before. His first act is not one of rage, but of chilling pride. He places a hand on Harry's shoulder, looking at him not as a servant, but as his true son. With his heir by his side, their conquest of the wizarding world can finally begin. Humbled by his one defeat, however, Voldemort will remain in the shadows, waiting for Dumbledore to be removed from the board. With Voldemort physically restored, Harry's role at Hogwarts transforms. He is no longer just an heir in waiting. He is a shadow commander. The corridors fall silent as he passes, students from other houses flinching away from the palpable dark magic that now surrounds him. In the Slytherin common room, Draco's petty rivalry has evaporated, replaced by the fearful revenants all his housemates now show him. Harry spends his time in the room of requirement, not for defense, but to practice the very curses his classmates are taught to fear, honing his skills for the coming war. He communicates with his father through dark magic, relaying Dumbledore's movements and identifying potential recruits among the student body. He is completely isolated, a king in a dungeon. his power growing daily as he awaits the final commands that will plunge the wizarding world into darkness. This is where the story gets really dark, and the final plan is set in motion. If you're enjoying this story, please take a second to subscribe and like the video. Right, now back to the story. With his father restored, Harry's mission is given its ultimate focus. Dumbledore must die. He confronts the headmaster in his office, wand raised, but Dumbledore, already dying from a cursed ring, does not fight. Instead, he offers the truth in the pensive. Harry's entire world shatters as he witnesses his parents' loving sacrifice and Voldemort's brutal betrayal. As Harry reels from the truth, Dumbledore reveals the final secrets. He explains the Horcruxes, telling Harry that the Order has destroyed all of them, except for one, the snake Nagini. At that moment, Dumbledore presents the Sword of Gryffindor, explaining it is the one weapon certain to destroy the final piece of Voldemort's soul. He entrusts it to Harry, giving him his final terrible mission: kill Dumbledore to gain Voldemort's trust, take the sword, and ensure the final Horcrux is destroyed. Harry reluctantly agrees, becoming the ultimate double agent. Hailed as a hero by the Death Eaters, he fights in the Battle of Hogwarts as Voldemort's most trusted commander. Amidst the chaos of the battle, he breaks away, finding 3 new determined-looking recruits of the Order. A red-headed boy, a brilliant-looking witch, and a round-faced boy with a look of pure grit. Ron, Hermione, and Neville. They look at him with hatred and confusion, but he presses the Sword of Gryffindor into their hands. He quickly explains Dumbledore's final plan, telling them that Voldemort's snake Nagini is the last Horcrux and must be destroyed. Seeing the desperate truth in the eyes of their supposed enemy, they accept the mission. With the fate of the war now in their hands, Harry turns to face his master. He unleashes his true intentions at the moment of Voldemort's supposed triumph. As the epic duel begins, casting spells of unimaginable power across the Great Hall, the trio fights their own desperate battle. Ron and Hermione blast a path clear, and Neville, with the courage he is always meant to have, raises the Sword of Gryffindor high and brings it down upon the Great Snake. As the final Horcrux is destroyed, Voldemort screams, not just in rage but in agony, feeling his immortality shatter. Now mortal and facing the true master of the Elder Wand, the Dark Lord is finally vanquished by the boy he tried to make his son. In a battle fueled by love, hatred, and ultimate betrayal, Harry Potter fulfills his true destiny. So, what a journey. This darker timeline explores the profound impact of nurture over nature and the enduring power of truth. Would Harry have become good without Dumbledore's intervention, or was the love of his true parents always destined to shine through? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this What If, please hit the like button, subscribe for more magical theories, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.